Hello everyone, and welcome back. Designing for dolls. Today we're gonna do the top of a baby doll. It could be just anything from a blouse to whatever. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do the pattern. And I have decided it may be easier by looking at some other videos that they put the saran wrap on the doll before they actually tape it, and that way it's easier to get off, okay? So I'm gonna try this. I'm just going blind like you are, but like I say, I don't usually do that. I can do it without it, but we'll go ahead and do it as they say their way, okay? It's not a bad way, really, so that's a good thing in it. Let me kind of take that off. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the sleeve. I'm just going to do the torso, the very top. I pulled the head off because it's really easier to work with, okay? So I just went and wrapped her really good. Make sure it clinks really tight. Okay, and basically I think that's it. Like I said, this is not, my way, but it's not a bad way. Okay, and you want to put a little bit over the shoulders. Like I said, I want to do the whole torso of the top of the body, okay? Now I found some more of my little narrower masking tape, so I decided, okay, let's do this with it. So how I do mine, when I do it for an adult, I want to make sure they go across that breast. So I'm going to pull it. See how it is? Okay, because we may not need it for right now, but we'll need it for later on. And once you have the basic pattern, you can do a lot of things with it, okay? And I'll be showing you some of the other things we can do with the basic pattern. So don't throw them away after you get done, okay? The same way with the one with the, excuse me, with the panties that we did. Boxers or whatever you call it. You can make pins, you can make all kinds of things out of it. Now I'm gonna go and do the other one in the same way. See, I'm gonna come back here, overlap it, but make sure, see how I go in there, and that way you know where the darts are and everything, okay? And everything has to be pretty good and pretty tight. So when we take the pattern, it's just, it will be an exact replica of her body, okay? Now you can do the whole body if you want to, but I already do it as I needed to. So that will work, for me it works that way. Okay, I'm gonna come back in here now, and I wanna make sure that I go under the arm, and if it, gathers, it's okay, okay? Just make sure it goes under the arm and around. And like I said, I just kind of, there we go. Okay, there you go. See what I mean? And like I said, even if it's a little bit like this, don't worry about it. As long as everything is over the saran wrap, everything will be smooth and the pattern will be wonderful. Okay, and we will continue, and of course you want to make sure you get the back. So I go from shoulder to shoulder. Oops. Hold it. They make it look easy on their videos on the. Okay, and I'm gonna come back in here on this shoulder, and over here. And around the neck. Okay? Hopefully by explaining it makes it a little more sense. I don't know. Maybe not. Then I'm gonna come here. Like I say, you wanna cover every little spot. And just keep cutting if you need to up to the waistline. Which is right there. This is a better tape to do this because it sticks better than the painter's tape. And it doesn't go anywhere. And see, I'm going down here now. Make sure I get the back and part of the breast in here. Again, make sure you go down the valley here of the breast so that everything will be awesome. Especially if you're gonna make a bra or something, you got already part of the pattern there. You see? The way I'm thinking. Okay, and we just keep on going. Little pieces at a time, really, because you want to get everything. You want their underarms to be perfect, so you don't have any trouble, the armholes, you know. And that way, when you cut the pattern, everything is going to be there that we need. Okay. Make sure that this one is okay, and it looks like it's good. And here we go. Okay, so now we got her. I think I got her pretty good. Let me check it out, make sure. And it looks like everything's A-okay. Let me take this little bit of it here and just put another flat one over it, just because it would bug me. Okay, now we got her all nice. See how much you can see the breast, everything. So that means when we do something, those darts are gonna be perfect where they're supposed to go, and that's what we want. Okay, so now with a sector knife, should be able to cut it. I did not change it again, so we will try. Let me see. Let me kind of see if I can just quickly. I got this little handy dandy stone, which is wonderful. This is where I sharpen all my little. And you might want to get something like that because that'll save you a little money also. I mean, I'm not going to say you're going to be able to do, you know, sharpen for a long time, but for a while you'll have it, and that's nice. Okay, let's see if it's going to work. Okay, so now we're going to draw certain lines, okay? Now, you can do half of the body. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing. But you can do, you know, in other words, if you just want to do half of the body, which is not a bad idea, you can just come down here. First of all, make sure you get around your neck. And make sure you draw that. Because, you know, we put tape in there and it may not be where it's supposed to go, right? Okay, there we go. All right, now let's do half. So let's go right in the middle, smack down in the valley here, and straight. Can you see it? And straight down to the waist. When you get to the waist, when you have a line in here, really, you can just follow it. It's hard to draw really straight, you know, when you're holding a doll. But anyway, you know what I mean. Okay? All right. Now, this line in here is very important, okay? Because that's the one that you can do a lot of stuff with the, I call it with the darts, okay? So that is another thing that you're eventually gonna be able to do. So, you can go from the neck, base of the neck, okay, base of the neck. I'm gonna go to the nipple first. Right to the base of the neck. See what I mean? And down to the waist. Just keep on going to the waist, straight as you can. Okay, so that's one. We want the side seam, of course. And I want to do it in here too. You don't have to, like I say, you can just work on half a size, but sometimes we need the whole pattern. Okay, and now we're gonna do this right smack on the center of the back, okay? So now you got the back, the waist. Of course, we got the shoulders. I mean, we know we got the shoulders. There's not going to be a problem in there. And then we have this line, which is very important, okay? Down the line, I'll show you how to do all the things. But this is just as simple as that. Now, you do not have to cut, when we do the pattern right now, we don't have to cut the whole thing. We can do that later. So right now, what we're going to do, I'm going to cut half of the pattern of the doll. Oh, and the shoulders. Make sure we do the shoulders. So with the half of a pattern, I just had to put it all together. But with half of the pattern, okay, I can do a whole pattern. So let's see if this little Sato knife is going to work for me today. Oh yeah. Let's see. Maybe a couple of times, but yeah, absolutely. Okay. And I'm just going to pull it out and peel it. See how nice it peels with the, I guess they do have a, you know, it was a good idea. I say, I never do it this way. I just eyeball it, do it, and go for it. But I'm glad I did it because sometimes I needed more of a specific way to do it. And these are too little for me to measure. I could still do it, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's see now. And by the way, it is sharp, so, and it wasn't sharp yesterday, so that's a very good thing. All right, let's go ahead and get her all nice and cut. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll just see if I can get her off without, and then I can just cut the pattern easier that way. And I think I mentioned it, but if you just get yourself a Dollar Tree doll to do these things, this is gonna be basically my little, you know, model to do stuff. But it's good to have her to do anything you want to her, and that way, if you scratch her or whatever, you don't, you know, you don't have a lot of money invested in it. Okay, see. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Just do it carefully, and if it doesn't come off like you want it to, just go ahead, go back and just cut each piece individually. But it looks like, just a second, because I don't want this rip, and it ripped in here a little bit, so let me put some tape before it gets any worse, right? Oh, hair goes everywhere. There we go. Just put it together. If you do the same thing as I did, just go ahead and, you know, make sure they're all in there. Okay, there we go. Now you got your little, basically you got your bodice, see? Here you go. So now what we're gonna do is gonna cut half of it. Make sure I cut it right in the center. Okay. And then I'm gonna cut the size. And the shoulders. So now that you have it, go ahead and get a piece of paper. And I would put mine, and I will put mine actually in a, or make sure you do the neckline too. Make sure the neckline is done, okay? This is for the front. And this here is for the back. There we go. So here's the back. Smooth it out really good. Be careful with it, but you know, smooth it out really good. And this is the front. But then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut. We're going to cut it about a smidge below the nipple. Trust me. You know, it's the best I can tell you, a smidge before the nipple. So we know this is here, the high peak of the nipple. So we're gonna come down, not all the way down there, but a little bit less. There you go. Now you got your dart. Isn't that cool? I think that's awesome. And then you just put that in there, see? Make sure you get it nice and straight and, you know. And now we got, as they say, a pattern for the bodice. You don't have to go and buy one. How about that? Okay, that's the back. So this is half of it. And the other half is right here, okay? Like I said, you didn't have to do it. But for instance, if I wanted to do this particular look, on the other half, I could do this. See, I can come here from the, from about the armhole, around the nipple, right around the nipple. Let me pull this out a little bit so that I can, y'all can see this better. Okay, I need to do this like this. Right on, smack on the nipple and down on the waist, okay? Then you get that look. If you have to have a gas, you know, a wedge in there, this is how you do it. See how cool? So it'd be good to go ahead and have one pattern with a dart and the other one with this little gusset or however you want to call it. Okay? And see, if you did it this way, like that, there you got your dart. But you're taking it out. But before you take it out, like everything, so you know where it goes, okay? Make sure that you put you know, a line so you know where it goes. So make sure, actually I would do it before you actually you know, cut it. If you're a seamstress and you know how to sew, you know what I'm talking about. And then that way you know where to join it to, okay? So that's a good way to do it. But normally I do it right before. I just cut it, you know, I didn't think about it and I just cut it. But that's how you do it, okay? The armholes, they look good, so I'm good to go, okay? Now, for the little top that we're gonna do for, since we're working on lingerie, we made this little pair of boxers or bottoms or underwear. It could be anything, okay? So I call it underwear, so let's just leave it that way. So what I want to do is make a little top to go with it. Now, I don't want to make it too long, this one. I'll show you in a minute what I did with it with another one. But this one here, I just want to have just a real simple, you know, V-neck and just kind of down, maybe come out a little bit, you know, on the front and on the back, and just, but they don't go any farther than this. So it's going to do very little. So from the shoulder down here, probably another inch. I want probably 3/4 of an inch from the waist down. So from the shoulder to past the waist, it's all I want, okay? And I want it full. So that's another thing I do like to do. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and use the hip part of it so to show you what I'm talking about. If we cut the blouse right now, I mean the top, say the front, okay, as it is, of course I don't need to do anything with the dart because it's not going to have a dart on her. This is very good, okay, so I'll put that on there. It's going to be probably a little more, you know, more fullness, but it's important too that it passes over her hips. So when you cut it, this is the waist, okay? We're just gonna put it like this together. So when we cut it, okay, it's going to be, okay, let's just say this way. leave this in here alone. Don't worry about the dart. Just the edges. Okay, this in here. See this here? Okay, I don't want it that fitted. So when to do the pattern, I'll go ahead and say I'll come up here for right now, just for right now, and I will go ahead and trace the pattern, just like that. Because like I said, I want to make sure that she will be able to, fit through the hips. I'm going to go ahead and close this up a little bit. Okay. And see, I want 3/4 of it, so about here, which is the height of the hips. Okay. Give or take. Okay. So let's say this is the pattern. And let me make it more. So y'all can see it, okay? This will be great for the bodice. Okay? All right. Since I don't want that, I'm not worrying about the front. I'm worried about the sides. So, because the front already gonna have some extra ones, since I'm gonna have the dart open. But on the side, I do want some fullness to it. So I'm gonna make it so it will be at least, I do want to come pretty close to the armholes, but I do want to make it, the armhole slightly a little bigger, because you want something to slip in a little bit, a little bit more that way. So this is what I'm going to do to it. Now that I have the length in here and the length that I want in here, and this is roughly, okay? Just come on straight. So it's gonna fit in here nicely on the part of the bust line, see? But you're gonna have the fullness that you need. Now, because I want a little more roundness to it, this in here is gonna come out like this, and on the sides, and on here. See, you're gonna have, this is the front part of it, so you're gonna have it, coming up here, and then you can bring it up, and on the back, of course, will go more this way, okay? Makes sense? Probably not, but we're gonna do it. Now let's fold the pattern, okay? You gotta give the girl some fullness, right? Otherwise she won't be able to put on her outfit. This is the front. Let me bend a little bit. When you fold it, make sure you fold it at the edge of the of the bust line, okay? Which would be this here. Okay, yeah, right here. Okay, here we go. And then here, there, okay. So now we're going to fold it right at the neckline, okay, and at the bottom. And if you have the paper, if you put it in there like this, you're gonna come out straight. Let me get it down here, because otherwise, okay. Now this is the front, and this is what I want. So the front is gonna go, this is the side, okay? So the side is gonna come out this way. Let's see how I wanna do this. Hold on, let me think here a minute, because I'm a little bit, I can cut it out for you, but I'm trying to explain it to you. Okay, here's the front. Here we go. Here's the front. See? That's what I want. And here is the size. So I fold it right smack on the edge of, the higher point in here on the front. came out down. That's the extra fullness we're gonna give it. And then we came out a little bit in here and give you a little extra fullness. So, and this extra fullness basically is the, you know, the dart. So that works really, really well, okay? Now to make sure the length is about right, and it's a little bit too long, so I have to come up, because like I say, I don't want to be, and then on the neckline, I don't want it that close round. I want to give it more like, you can do a V-neck, a square neck, round neck. This is up to you. I'm just going to give it a nice little round neck. Okay. And then as far as here, I don't want to make it all the way to the shoulders. So I'm going to come in a little bit on the shoulders to give it more of a narrow kind of a, see what I mean? I came in a little bit on the shoulders because I didn't want to give her that much, you know. It's a natty, but it's what it is. So, you know, a little narrow shoulders. This is a round neck. Like I say, you can go ahead, and also the neck comes from the joint of the neck and shoulders. So in other words, this is a round one. If I want to make a V, I would go that way. Always with a little bit of roundness, okay? Not a lot, but you can still do a V. Or if you want to have, say, a little square neck, then you can. But all coming from this, excuse me, right at the joint of the neck and the shoulders. So you can come round, you can come square, or you can come in a V line, okay? So I hope it helped you, and we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm just gonna cut the pattern. Simple as that. Oops. And I'm just wanna do, like I said, a little bit of like so. Now to this, and I forgot to do that, I'm sorry guys. You need to, well, I'll do it on a thing, but you need to add seam allowances. Please do not forget your seam allowances and whatever you're comfortable with, okay? So I'm cutting my raw, as they say. Now when I come here, because I want some on the sides to go a little bit on a curvy little bit, so I'm just gonna come from here and give her the look. And here we are. See, that's a little baby doll. And it should fit it just fine because everything, see this, the shoulder's gonna fit her up to here, okay? And it's just gonna go down. By the time you have the little, you know, seam allowances and everything, it's gonna be perfect, okay? And that's what I want. I wanted just a little bit of a blousiness to it. And then, where am I? Okay. So when I put it on hers, it's just a little short little camisole, okay? So I hope it helped you out. And like I said, if you need any modification when you do it in the pattern on paper. And then once you're happy with it, just go for it. Okay, but with me, by the time you get everything in here, see, it looks like it's open, but that's okay because by the time you stitch things in there, it just closes up. So I'm not worried so much about that. But it's gonna be nice and loose. Now the back, I would do another one, basically the same thing for the back, okay? But for the back, where are you? Here it is. Okay, I would do the same thing for the back, okay? And really the back is basically about the same, see? I mean, if you put it here to here, it'd be almost the same. So what I'm gonna do is use this for the same thing, except I'm not gonna come up. In other words, I'm not gonna have that big of a neckline for the back. For the back, I'm going to come more this way. See, here's the front and here's the back. And then I would go, you know, but let me move back. See, I forget about this, and I shouldn't have. You need to have extra for snapping, to put your snaps on. So the back would be like this, for instance. This is the back, okay? Plus, whatever you want to put the snaps, okay? I would give it a flap before I actually do the seam allowance, because that little bit of it, you can fold it then to snap on, okay? And because the neck line curves, so it has to the back of it. Let me cut it and show it to you. I'm gonna cut first the neckline itself. Like I said, make sure you add your seam allowances, okay? I haven't done it on mine. I want to transfer mine into cardboard because that way I have it. Now on this one, I already put the back seam line so you can kind of tell, okay? But hold this just a second. Just to give you an idea where the seam line is, okay? Oops. Okay. Here we go. See, I put the seam line in the back, okay? And this here is the flap, or where you can just turn it. You can turn it one a little bit and the other one twice or half. And you would go ahead and cut it right in here. Okay, and you would fold it, and that way you would have it extra to one, so you can fold it and snap. But see how this little bit comes out in here for the back? Okay, just cut it out. It's kind of the same as we did a pattern the other day, that we have to make it even. Well, basically the same. See how it came out? But when you open it up, see, it's a little curve. And it's the right curve that it needs it. So when you fold it, it fits just beautiful. I hope this pattern for the dolls making helps you out. I'll try anything to help you out. So if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll try to be more specific about it or work in another direction or something. So this is a tutorial for today, and the next one we'll make the little camisole to go with our pantaloons. So until next time, stay well, stay crafty, and God bless you.